Yo people, welcome back to another video. Now, I wanted to explore season 5 of Cobra Kai and in particular a what if involving Yoon and Kwon. I did one previously involving Zara and Axel, link down below in the description if you wish to go check that out. I'd also appreciate if you could hit the like button, let me know your thoughts down below and sub to the channel as we are so close to 1k subscribers. Now, I think one of the disappointing things about season 6 is that we didn't get any backstory really for Yoon and Kwon, apart from Yoon was the star pupil in the Korea Cobra Kai and Kwon was adopted, but we found that out after he died, so it didn't really do much for us. As for this video, what if we saw Yoon and Kwon in season 5? In this season, we see Terry calls Sensei Kim from Korea. She brings a lot of her Korea gang to help Terry's Cobra Kai out. And now that we know that Kwon and Yoon exist, why were they not there, present? Why did they not fly over from Korea? One of my biggest negatives about season 5 is that Terry Silver's meant to be this ruthless guy and he's trying to line up this Sekai Taikai move for Cobra Kai, which is a serious global move because of all the world recognition, and he obviously wants to win. However, his two male fighters heading into this are Kyler, who no one takes seriously, and Kenny, who is still very young. Don't get me wrong, by the way, I've always liked Kenny's character, but he got pushed into the main event scene a bit too quick in this season. This lineup is just the equivalent of Miyagi-Do having season 5 Dimitri and season 5 Anthony being the main people leading the line. So why couldn't we see Terry Silver bring Yoon and Kwon along with Kim? If they'd have done this, we would have had time for some backstory for these two characters. It would have made Yoon and Kwon look even stronger in season 6, and it would have been an interesting twist to see Kwon betray Yoon for the top spot at the dojo in season 6, especially if we would have known that he had no family, etc., further pushing the fact that this is all he has on top of why he's so angry and bad disciplined. But back to season 5, and what adding Yoon and Kwon would do for this story is more interesting in a lot of plots. We get two new characters. They're foreign and they've come with Kim, which feels like a final boss type of move from Terry Silver. They're literally importing students to secure that the Sekai Taikai is assured for Cobra Kai. This instantly makes Cobra Kai more serious in season 5 because they would then have Yoon and Kwon as the top two students. Kenny can be third in the rankings if you want. We could have even had scenes of Yoon and Kwon teaching Kenny some stuff, which he could have then used at the Sekai Taikai maybe to help Miyagi-Do. Everything that happens in the season can play out exactly the same, except instead of Kenny using the silver bullet on Hawk, it would be Yoon, which again would have been another cool scene, seeing Terry Silver teach Yoon that move. All of this would also help Robby's story because it shows him how easily replaceable the students are in the eyes of Terry Silver. It makes him realize he has love waiting for him with Johnny and the Miyagi-Dos. It would also show us as the audience how eager Terry Silver is to win, which puts Robby off from joining Cobra Kai again or even doing anything Cobra Kai related, even though he was already basically 95% out at this point, but just further adds to that point. On top of that, it would be another reason as to why Tori should leave. She won because of cheating that she didn't want. Her boyfriend is leaving, there's new replacements, which means she could get replaced, making her on edge and start questioning a lot of the things going on. If they'd have introduced these two characters earlier as well, they could have started planting the seeds for Kwon and Robby's feud, because Terry will act as if Robby got replaced by Kwon, and it's not a big deal that he's left because in Terry's eyes, Yoon and Kwon are better than Robby, so he'll just brush off Robby like, oh, you can leave, whatever, I don't care. All the other events would play out exactly the same in terms of the events for the qualifiers for the Sekai Taikai. You can still get Sam versus Devon because the whole Tori situation still happens. But this time, instead of Kenny versus Hawk, you'd have Yoon versus Hawk. Yoon still uses the silver bullet and it ends as a tie. You get exactly the same thing that happens. When the Miyagi-Dos go to Cobra Kai, they try to find the video, expose Terry, all of that stuff, and that big brawl breaks out between all the kids. You can have Kwon and Yoon in there throwing shots at Miguel, at Robby, and again you can start that Robby versus Kwon beef where there's no points, it's just a brawl, street fight, whatever you want to call it, and it still ends as a draw with no definitive winner, but they've both landed shots on each other. Yoon and Miguel have landed shots on each other. Hawk and Yoon have landed shots on each other. Everyone versus everyone, literally as we saw it. It would be as a sort of tease as for what's to come in season 6. People like Kenny and the other Cobra Kais from America would still leave after they see Terry Silver's video where he gets exposed for cheating. He would also get arrested on top of that. So everything plays out the same. Kreese can then take over in season 6 just like he did. We saw in season 6 part 1 that Master Kim was kind of disgusted with Terry because of the cheating stuff. stuff. Kreese is also closer to Sensei Kim and Master Kim. So like I said, everything would play out the same. So yeah, personally, I believe we could have had a lot more build up of Kwon and Yoon from back in season 5, and it would have just added more seriousness to Cobra Kai instead of seeing a young Kenny and Tyler leading the line. It would also have added more layers and complexity to the plots involving Robby, Tori, the Cobra Kai dojo, everything in general, on top of the additional Koreans that they bring. But yeah, what do you think of this what if? Would you prefer it to what we got in season 5? Do you prefer the original? Let me know down below in the comments. There's also other Cobra Kai content in the description, so go make sure you check that out. Don't forget to hit the like button and sub to the channel, as we are so close to 1K subscribers. Thank you for your time and have a great rest of your day.